In the last session, we were discussing about the cyberbullying and etiquettes, right? Now, the next thing that we'll be discussing, it's social engineering, right? That what social engineering is, what are types of social engineering that social engineers do, right? Then I'll tell you how you can create a Facebook phishing link, right? A link that you can use right, in your local environment. Then, how you can safeguard from phishing, and if there is any malicious file or website, then how you can recognize it, right? So, let's start with the very first thing, social engineering. So, when we are talking about social engineering, guys, what you are doing, you are having some convincing skills. So, you are convincing a person to share his or her personal information. Yep. Now, when I talk about social engineering, I always say that it is hacking the human. So, humans are what? Humans are the most weak point of any organizations, right? So, lots of organizations are there. May pick up any organization. They may have a very good security, right? You cannot hack into it. You are not able to find out any vulnerability. You are not able to do anything. But the thing is, the last thing that attackers use, the humans. So they contact humans, they find out information about humans, and they then find out more data about the organization from humans. So you might remember that hack which happened, the Uber hack, right? So an 18-year-old boy hacked Uber. How? With the help of social engineering. So what it did, he tried some techniques, and in the shared folder of VPN he found credentials, some credentials, right, the username and password. But even if you have credentials, you cannot log in because there was two-factor authentication being used. Now, two-factor authentication, it means that when you are logging in, you entered your username and password. Then after that, there will be a push notification. Seen that push notification when you log in from another phone or another device to your Google account, Gmail account? Yep. So there will be a push notification. The user has to press yes, and then you will be logged in. So what happened? He entered the credentials, but the push notification will be sent to the user, the employee. So he contacted the employee. He made him believe that I'm talking from the technical team, and we are doing a testing. So for doing that testing, we are using your account also and other accounts of other employees as well. So you just need to click yes on that push notification. So this is also a convincing skill, social engineering, right? So you told the employee, and the employee when clicked on yes, the guy logged in to his account and done. Uber was under his control. He escalated the privileges and did lots of other stuff and done. So that is social engineering, right? Hacking the human, convincing someone to share their information, right? Now let me show you a practical of social engineering, right? Great. Now, when we are talking about social engineering, right? So there are people who are working as social engineers, right? And whenever you're talking about social engineers, it's not like it's an easy job, right? There are some principles of social engineers as well, right? So first thing, you are exploiting basic human trust, right? And social engineering, it has proven as the most effective way of manipulating people into performing actions that they might not otherwise perform, right? So what are those some things that you will see in a social engineer, right? The first thing is familiarity or liking. So some people, they have a charm, a natural charm, and it allows them to persuade others to do as they request. So whatever some social engineer is saying, they will have a charm. They like you will feel attracted towards them, so that they can make you do whatever they want, right? And one of the basic tools of social engineer is simply to be likable and to present the request that make as completely reasonable and unobjectionable. So I will present my request in a way that you cannot deny it, right? And it is very low risk approach, right? Even if you refuse my request, there will be no suspicion. You will not be detecting any behavior of mine, right? So if one of you is not accepting my request, I will move on to a different target without being detected, right? That is the first thing. Then there is one more, consensus, or you can call it social proof. So this is a principle of consensus we call it, right? And it refers to the fact that without an explicit instruction to behave in a certain way, right? So people will act as they think others would act, right? So if I know, if I'll be kind to someone, other person will also be kind to me, right? So for persuading the target and making them not to refuse a request, that will be odd, right? So exploit polite behavior to slip into a building while someone holds the door for them, right? So attacker does what? Attacker may be able to fool a user into believing that a malicious website is actually legitimate, right? And attacker will fake lots of fake reviews and testimonials which is praising the website, right? So the victim will believe that different people have judged the site acceptable, right? So if I create a fake website, an e-commerce website, right? There are lots of websites or pages you have seen on uh, social media websites as well, like Facebook, Instagram, or any other places, right? So they give advertisements for very nice shoes and very nice clothes. You see them, right? So if you open those pages, even the comments written are there very good, right? That this website is awesome. I purchased it. It's size is good, the color is same, lots of things, right? So you have to make people believe, right? Behave in a certain way. Yep. Then there is authority and intimidation. Now, what is authority and intimidation? So, if you have a senior, right, you're working in an organization, you have manager, you are in school or college, you have dean, right? So, many people they find it difficult to refuse a request by someone as they perceive as superior in rank or expertise, right? So, social engineers they exploit this behavior to intimidate their target by pretending to be a senior executive, right? So someone is impersonating, like saying that I'm a police officer or I'm a doctor or I'm a judge, right? So if they come to talk to you, so if they request you something, you won't be able to deny that request, right? So that is authority. Someone superior than you, your manager. If your manager is asking you something, yep, that is what? That is again a request that you cannot deny, right? Then there is one more, the scarcity and urgency. Now, this technique is also deployed by salespeople. Okay, yep. So, there you have seen that they say that it's the last hour or 50 minutes left, 50 stock is very less, only 1,000 items left. Then, after some time, they say only 500 items left. That is what they are showing, the scarcity that we are out of stock. Same thing happens in Amazon and Flipkart as well. Whenever you are purchasing some mobile phone, let's say a mobile phone launched today, within minutes, like I was just ordering one mobile phone and it was going to launch at 12, and at 12:05 the phone was out of stock. And it was after getting out of stock, it was available after again 15-20 days it came, and then again out of stock. So that is what, that is scarcity that you are showing, that we have less stock, right? Then there is urgency. Now urgency is what, you are showing that it is needed right now, right? So like fake antivirus products are there, they generate a sense of urgency, right? So you will get advertisements, they'll try to trick you into thinking that your computer is already infected with malware, right? So that is what scar urgency they are showing, right? Urgently you need that. Download this software. That is also a part of social engineers working, right? Perfect. Now let's see the types of social engineering. Now the very first thing that we have is phishing, right? So you can see there is an email. Dear valued customer of Trusted Bank, we have received notice that you have recently attempted to withdraw the following amount or check-in account while in another country. If this information is not correct, someone unknown may have accessed your account as a safety measure. Please visit our website, whether Link below to verify your personal information. Once you have done this, our fraud department will work to resolve this discrepancy. We are happy you have chosen us to do business with. Thank you, Trusted Bank. Now we can see here that they have given a link. Yep. So this is known as phishing. Phishing means sending malicious emails to the people so that they click on the link, you get their information, you get uh like their like details, right? Even sometimes we have seen that people get email related to bank, they click on the link and the transaction from their bank is done, right? So that is phishing. So there is a website like get uh, for learning social engineering, right? So they that website shows you that how you can properly use this thing and perform social engineering basically, right? So let me just share the link of that website, right? So GitHub everyone knows, right? So in GitHub there is a page, and in that page you have like, right? Now what attackers do, attackers will share this page with you and you can find out the information like this: the account and the password, right? The account, the password saved in this, right? Whatever user information, see, whenever you are clicking on the link, all your IP addresses are with me, right? I have all your IP addresses, right? Then after IP addresses, you started entering your usernames, like I told you to enter the fake ones, right? So you started entering usernames and passwords, and it was found that these are the usernames and passwords that you entered, right? So this is how it's working, right? All the information, all usernames, passwords, and your IPs. I have it. Now, can I access your Instagram? If someone entered correct information, then what do you think? Yeah, that also I'll tell you how to create that link, right? So this is how you work with it, and the tool that I'm using, it has lots of templates. So now I'm giving you the original link of the tool. So I've shared the link. That is the link of the tool, right? So it is with the name 69 Fisher, right? And there is a file 69fisher.sh, right? So you just have to write bash 69fisher.sh and the tool is in front of you. So it has all the templates. So either you want to use Facebook template, Instagram, Google, Microsoft, Netflix, PayPal, Steam, Twitter, PlayStation, TikTok, Mediafire, Airbnb, Snapchat, eBay, Quora, ProtonMail, Spotify, Reddit, Adobe, Yandex, Xbox, GitHub, right? Dropbox, anything you need, right? So it will be in front of you. So you just have to give the number, right? So let's say I want some link of Facebook. So 01. And out of that, fake security login page, advanced voting poll login page, Facebook Messenger login page, and or traditional login page of Facebook. So if I go with 04, it will start the server. The server will be hosted on the public IP, right? And these two are the link. So out of these two, any link you can send to people and wait for the login information and everything. Yep. So you can use this tool. Yeah, just you have to write bash and the file name, right? So that's how you create a phishing link, right? Now, there is not only this thing, but there are other things as well, right? We'll see that, right? So this is what this is phishing. Sending emails to someone. Phishing is done only over emails, right? Next one is smishing. Smishing stands for SMS phishing, right? So SMS phishing is what you are getting unwanted text messages, right? That you have won a lottery, click on this link to claim it, right? You have not paid your electricity bill, click on this link to pay it, right? Then there are lots of other things that money has been credited to your card number, this, your account number, this. So every time these kinds of messages we have seen. So those are what? Those are phishing links sent over SMS. So that's why we call it smishing, right? Okay. Then after smishing, we have wishing. So it is what? It is phishing over the voice calls, right? Now, the movie that we were talking about, Jamtara. So whenever you are just creating link, right? Or that link can be like people might not have email IDs, right? And people may not have like the phones where they can access internet. But many of the people, it's found that they have, yeah, normal phones, right? So attackers use this technique. That Jamtara was all about wishing, right? That you have to talk to someone, you have to convince them that you are a trusted employee of any or like of the bank, right? And something happened with that their account, so you just have to share that in the information of your credit card or debit card, and then You have to share an OTP with them, and then everything is done, right? So that is what that is again wishing, right? Now, how much harm wishing can do? How much information through wishing someone can find out? We know that using wishing, if you are, if some you fall into it, you give the information about your card and all, your money will be gone. But without money, how much information? Ever thought of it? Now, the next thing that we have is shoulder surfing. Great. So, overlooking to someone's information. Now, when we are talking about shoulder surfing, right? So, shoulder surfing means that you are looking into someone else's credentials or someone else's device, right? Over their shoulder. So what happens? The best example, you go to ATM, right? In ATM, you are withdrawing money. But if someone is standing behind you or you are standing behind someone else and you start looking over their shoulders, their pin, right? That is shoulder surfing, right? And those who are still in school or colleges, right? You guys might have done social engineering like this shoulder surfing, right? So whenever it's the last hour of the exam and you don't know the answer, so you start peeking into someone else's exam sheet, answer sheet, right? So that is what that is also a shoulder surfing attack. So shoulder surfing means overlooking, right? So perfect. Then the next thing that we have is eavesdropping. So what is eavesdropping? Overhearing someone's communication. Yep. Now there was a case. The case was like eavesdropping means that two people are communicating with each other, let's say in the organization about a new deal, or they just want to give suggestion to the manager, and I heard their communication. So I gave before them, I gave that information to the manager, right? So that is eavesdropping. Now what happened? Uh, Chinese government, they helped the African government to build their headquarters. So African government, they were not having any headquarters. So Chinese government gave them money, gave them people to build all those things, right? So why they did that? Because they implanted cameras, right? The Huawei cameras and the microphones inside the walls, right? So every decision which was taken by the African government, right? That decision was heard by the Chinese government, right? Then after eavesdropping, we have typo squatting. So what is typo squatting? We can say look alike, right? The domain name or the link that I will be sharing you, it will look like the original one. Like we can see here, it is github.com, right? So instead of I, we have written L. So it looks github.com. Google, right? So instead of O, I have written like U, right? Amazon. So it's Amazon, right? So that is typo squatting. Similar looking domains, right? So what happened? Like when I was in college, so at that time I was getting, I got like it was my last year of college, and we were going for exam, right? So at that time I got a mail in the morning. The mail was like this, right? So it was from this domain. So I read it. I said, okay, there is interview, and I was selected for that. So I thought it is Microsoft.com. So I was happy. So I thought, yeah, like I'll have a chance to get interviewed, right? And then I went for exam, and when I came back, so I was sitting and I thought to click on that link, but I showed it to my friends as well. So one of them said that, can you zoom in? So when I zoomed in, so it was not Microsoft, but it was rn Microsoft.com, right? So this is how typo squatting works, right? So this is how typo squatting can harm you. Then next you have piggybacking. What is piggybacking? Now what happens in piggybacking? Say we all are working in the same organization, right? I just like you all are working in the same organization, right? And I just came and said that I'm from that marketing department, so I left my card at my table and I went out. So I have to go inside. Can you just open the door for me using your card? So you have access tokens, right? You punch that, the door will open for you. So I'll say that, right? So that is what that is piggybacking, right? Or I'm impersonating as the owner of some big organization, right? Or I'm there to give you services. Let's say I'm sending you a mail that, yeah, I'll be giving you pen testing services for our products, for looking and for the documentation parts. I will be visiting your organization on Monday, right? So you'll say, okay. So now I don't work in your organization, so I won't be having any access token or any access card to open the door. So someone will arrive at the door, you will use their card to open the door. That is piggybacking. When the authorized person knows someone is following him or her, right? That is piggybacking, right? Perfect. Then we have tailgating. Now in tailgating, what happens? It is same like piggybacking, but in this, the authorized person is not aware that someone is following them, right? So let's say like you are like there is a queue, right? In that queue, I'm also standing. Now in front of me, there is Deepika, right? So Deepika punched her card. The door opened. Deepika passed through the door, and door is slowly closing, and I also pass through that door. That is tailgating. But Deepika is not aware that I am following her, or using her card I went inside. No, right? That is what? That is tailgating. Clear? Perfect. Now, authorized person means a person who is allowed to access the organization or allowed to get inside the organization. So, what happens? You are allowed to enter the organization, right? Let's say you are allowed to enter InfosecTrain's office because you are working at InfosecTrain, right? So, I called you that I went. I want to go for. I want to show you some products. So you will open the door for me, right? So you are the authorized person. You know that I am arriving inside the organization, right? Now in tailgating, what happens? You open the door. I'm sitting behind you, or I'm standing behind you. You punch down your card because you are working at InfoSec Train. So you punch down your card. The door open. You pass through that door. I also went through, right? In that, you don't know that someone is following you, right? Perfect. Now, let me show you one more thing. There is a toolkit in Kali Linux, and it is with the name SE Toolkit. The command for that is SE Toolkit. SE stands for social engineering, right? Now, when I press enter, so it gave me a menu, right? In that menu, I can see that there are social engineering attacks, penetration testing fast track, third party modules, update the social engineering toolkit, update the set configuration, help credits, and about. So, what I want to do, I want to do social engineering attack. So, I'll write one and enter. Again, it gave me a menu, and in that menu, there are spear phishing attack vectors, website attack vectors, infections, media generator, create a payload and listener, mass mailer attack, Arduino based attack vector, wireless access point attack vector, QR code generator attack vector, PowerShell, third party modules, lots of things, right? What I want to do, I just want to work with the website, right? So I will go with website attack vectors. And in website attack vectors, again, there are some options that we have like Java applet attack method, Metasploit browser exploit method, credential harvester, tab nabbing, webjacking. So I'll just go with the webjacking attack method, right? Very quickly. And then if you have templates from the website, or you can use them. You can custom import some your own created templates. Templates are what? The website templates, right? How website will look like, right? And there is site cloner as well. So I don't have any templates. I will use site cloner. The IP address. So you just have to give the IP address of your own Kali Linux machine. And if I write facebook.com, so it shows. Credential harvester is running on port 80. Information will be displayed to you as it arrives below. Now, if I open my browser and I enter the IP. So what this shows that this site https login.facebook.com/login.php has moved. Click here to go to the new location. Once the user clicks on it, so it is open. The page of Facebook. Isn't it looking like the original page? Yes. Now if I enter any information here, let's say Eureka123 at gmail.com, and so what happens there once the user clicks on login, right? It's detecting the local language, right? But when I click on login, right, all the cookies and everything will be captured here, right? That how the request is going, how the request is arriving, what all things are going, everything, right? In encoded format, everything is captured here. Can you see that? Every single request, right? And somewhere in this request, there will be username and password as well. Maybe they are uh, encrypted, but still they will be here, right? So this is how you can work with social engineering toolkit, right? And this is how you create fake links. Now, what happens? Uh, this thing you can do in your local environment only, right? Why so? Why in your local environment only? Because this thing, right? Uh, this whole thing, this SE toolkit, this toolkit is hosted on your local IP, or we can say private IP. Now, what is private IP address? Private IP addresses are used to communicate only inside the organization or only inside the network, right? Not outside the network, right? So all the websites you are accessing, all those websites, they are what? They are hosted over public IP address. So public IP addresses can be accessed by anything, anyone, right? So if I write IP chicken, this is my public IP address. This is the identity of mine over the internet, right? But when I check my IP address in my own device, right? So the command is ipconfig. So I can see my IP is different. So this is my private IP. Clear with this? So what you have to do if you want this attack or this website, fake website created by you to be accessed by anywhere and anyone anywhere in the world. So you just need to start a server, right? You need to like attackers, they purchase server, they host their fake websites on that server so that anyone from the world can access it, right? So you will get a public IP, you will be having a domain, and then you can see all the people who are accessing your website, right? So that is how you create a phishing link, right? Now, apart from that, there are things that you should take care of, right? Because in social engineering, there are attacks which is dumpster diving. Great. So, dumpster diving is what? Going through the trash of someone to find out information, right? So, what happens when we are talking about dumpster diving? There is a real story behind it. Back in 2000, there was a group of researchers who were going through the trash, right? They were just researching on this dumpster diving. Now, back in those old days, no one knew about security. No one was even bothered that what security is. Okay, we don't know because not everyone was having mobile phones, not everyone was using Google, not everyone was online, right? So, what happened? There was the group of researchers, and in the neighborhood of those researchers, there was an old lady. Now, what she used to do, she used to dump all her stuff, like her social security number, electricity bills, and everything. So those researchers, they went through her trash. Oh, they found the social security number, the bill, electricity bill, and some other documents. Right now, once they found those, so what they did, they impersonated as old lady, right? So one of the lady from the group, she impersonated as the old lady, right? And another member of the group, she impersonated as her granddaughter, right? So what they did, they went to first DMV, Department of Motor Vehicles, right? They went there and said that my grandmother lost her driving license, right? So we want to issue a new one. This is the social security number and this is the electricity bill for the proof. Just give a new driving license. So the people in DMV, they believed them and they issued a new driving license to them. Now, taking driving license as a proof, they went to other departments and they collected the copies and the original documents of uh, other things, right? Then they went to bank at last. In the bank, they created a new account, right? They issued a new credit card. Now, when they issued a new credit card, they utilized that credit card completely, right? So, when they utilized that credit card completely, after like some days, like 50 days around, yeah, you have to pay the bill, right? 1 month, you have to pay the bill. So, when it was the time to pay the bill, that bill was received by whom? That old lady, right? And she got a bill of $50,000. That is dumpster diving. So whenever you get your Amazon packages, whenever you get your packages from Flipkart, don't forget to just remove the information that is on that box, right? Otherwise, someone will get information about you. Now, spear was a weapon used by like ancient people, right? We have learned that in the history, right? That ancient people they use spears for hunting down animals, right? So they used to throw those spears towards the animal, and how many animal it hunt down? Only one at a time, right? So same like that, it is named spear fishing. That means one target. So when you are targeting an individual, that is spear fishing. Whaling came from whale, right? So whale is the biggest fish in the sea, right? Same like that, take your organization as the sea, right? So what happens there? The biggest fish in the sea of organization, those are C-level executives, right? CEOs, CTOs, CFOs, CISOs, right? All those people, right? So they do what? The attackers, they target these high profile employees or high designated people, right? And they send emails to them. Now it's very difficult to do because they don't fall for it. First thing. Next thing, that the website or the link that you are sharing with them, that should look authentic. If the website is not looking authentic, they will like close it, right? So that is what that is whaling, targeting C-level executives of the organization. Okay, so watering hole attack is what? Watering hole attack is something kind of supply chain attack, right? So what happens? Let's say you have like I'm the attacker, right? So this is the attacker. You are working in any organization, right? So employee, right? Now what happens? Your organization has lots of people, right? I want to hack your organization, but the security of your organization is very good, right? But what you do, you are, let's say, New York Times. You are reading online. So you are visiting the website of New York Times every day on daily basis. So what I will do, if I'm not able to hack your organization, I will try to upload some malware in New York Times, right? So let's say I have installed a Trojan, right? So Trojan is what? Trojan gives you backdoor access of the system. So I uploaded Trojan in New York Times. Anyone who will be visiting New York Times, Trojan will be sent to their devices also. So you are working as an employee in the organization ABC. I want to hack ABC, so I uploaded Trojan. You visited that New York Times again. Trojan got installed in your system. I got the access of your system now. And from your system, I can move laterally and get the access of all the systems. Right? So this is what this is known as watering hole attack, right? How you can safeguard from phishing on social media. Great. So, first thing, you should enable two-factor authentication. Yes. Then you can verify the URLs, right? Check the URL if it is HTTP or HTTPS. That is also one thing which we can do. Yep. Now, whenever you visit website, so there are some messages, warning messages sometimes in some of the websites, right? Even like sometimes the certificates of the websites expire, right? So at that time also you get warning, potential security risk ahead, right? So be cautious of those suspicion messages, right? And do not share too much of information like personal information on any website, right? That also we can do. Then keep your software updated, right? Regularly keep updating your operating system and the web browsers, the security software that you are using. Use strong passwords and use unique passwords. And the third party apps, do not download them ever, right? Always download it like if you are using Android. So in Android, you can use Google Play Store. In iOS, you can use iOS Store. We have to take care of the fake accounts as well. Verify the authenticity of accounts before sharing any personal information. Yes. Then you should know all the phishing techniques, right? Just like we have this awareness program, right? There are lots of awareness programs going on. So join those awareness programs, read about phishing and the social engineering techniques more, so that you can get information about phishing, right? Then lots of giveaways happen. You have seen like in Instagram, like on social media mainly, these giveaways are happening, right? So those giveaways, don't trust those giveaways always, right? They are not always for giving something, but for your information they are there, right? Then report suspicious activity. So if you come across any suspicious activity, so just report them, right, to your browser, right? Then the software, the security software, install and regularly update your reliable antivirus, anti-malware software. Then regularly check your privacy settings. So adjust your privacy settings to control who can see your information and who cannot, right? Then avoid using public Wi-Fi that we discussed before as well, right? Then the shortened URLs. So what are shortened URLs? Let's say I want to share like we created a phishing page, right? Now I don't want you to find out that it is a malicious URL, right? So let me just create a link again. right? Now you can see that it is trycloudflare.com, so it's not looking like something genuine, right? Something good. So what I will do, I'll just write, I will go to this website bit.ly, right? And from this we can do what? We can shorten our URL. So I paste my URL, right? And it is asking me to sign up, right? So just a second. Let me open it from here. So once you will paste your link here, right? And you sign up for this page. So what will happen? You will get a short link, right? So there are lots of URL shorteners, right? Like we have one more tiny URL. So this URL is banned, right? This is cloudflare.com, right? But you can use all these URLs, right? Let's say I have 192.168.175.147. That link I want to share, right? So this is the tiny URL that it gave me. That this is your tiny URL. Now share it with anyone. So we can see my website is HTTP, right? I created a Facebook phishing page and it was on HTTP, but the tiny URL it is showing HTTPS. So it makes it trustable. Yes. Yep. Then watch for typos and poor grammar, right? So many phishing attempts they have typos and grammatical errors. So be cautious if you notice these kinds of issues in messages or emails, right? Then verify emails from social media platform. Check the sender's email address and make sure it matches the official domain of the social media platform. Then monitor your social media account activity for any unauthorized access or any behavior, right? Any kind of suspicious behavior you should report. Then stay informed, keep up to date with the latest security practices, news, and warnings related to social media and phishing attacks, right? Then detection, recognizing a malicious file or website. Now, let's say I'm sending you a Word document. How can you find out if it is malicious or not? So this is virus total, right? Now the thing is that when we are talking about virus total, so I had a file, a Word document. I uploaded that document in the website, and what happened? It gave me that 33 vendors and one sandbox flagged this file as malicious. So it is showing that this file is malicious, right? Now we have seen that malware bites a lot, right? Malware bites is also not able to detect this malicious file, and it is an attack, it is a vulnerability from 2022, right? Getting the point. Then there are other security vendors like Rising, Trend Micro, Yandex, we have Tachyon, Sentinel One, Static ML, that is from Microsoft, but it's not able to detect this malicious file, right? That is one thing, right? So you can check this information about any file, any URL as well, right? So if I like paste any URL, let's say this one, right? So you can search and it will find out no security vendor flagged this URL as malicious, right? 89 security vendors, no one flagged it as malicious. So this is what? This is again the use of virus total. Now apart from virus total, there is one more, antiscan.me. NVD is for National Vulnerability Database. So it gives you the vulnerabilities. Now if I browse and upload that document on this antiscan.me and click on scan. So you can see where it is detected. Bitdefender detected it, Avira, AVG, Avast detected it, Fortinet firewalls, they detected it, Icarus says it's clean, Kaspersky detected, McAfee detected it, Zone Alarm, Asset Not 32 also detected it. But MCsoft says it's clean, Windows 10 Defender says it is clean. It's not talking about the latest Windows Defender, but Windows 10 Defender when Windows came, right? Then Webroot Secure Anywhere, Sophos have firewalls, right? Sophos is an organization which is into firewall manufacturing as well. So Sophos also say that it's clean, right? Malwarebytes says it's clean. So this is how you can find out if any file or any website or URL you are getting, it is malicious or not, right? How they are telling, because see, whenever some virus is detected or some kind of malware is detected in your device, so any antivirus or anti-malware software that you are using, that antivirus or anti-malware software is sending data to the organization for doing more secure, right? So they will get more information about the latest threats, latest vulnerabilities, right? So these are the websites that you can use. Perfect. Now it shows Dr. Web. Now let's go to the website of Dr. Web. Let's see that if Dr. Web is able to find something for me. So I'll not open it here, but And let's see if it is able to detect. What it says, it is clean, right? So Dr. Webb is not able to find out. So that's why you should not just rely on a single source. Try multiple sources, right? Yeah, you can use Dr. Web as well. Dr. Web would be having some hashes or some information about the latest vulnerabilities, right?